Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Rabbi shrah sadri wa yassir amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the Merciful and the Compassionate, all the praise be due to Allah, the Lord of the world. And tonight we would like to discuss about masoning of footgear or mashul khuf in chapter 4 or the 4th chapter. And before we talking about moistening of the footgear or mashul khuf, we would like one of you to talk about wudu or ablution. Now, please tell us in brief about why we should perform ablution or wudu. For example, if someone asks you, someone who just converted to Islam, for example, just like Western people or Chinese, Japanese, who just embraces Islam, and then you should tell them that he or she should perform salah or prayer. But before performing prayer, you or he or she should observe or perform ablution. Fatur Rahman Sukasari, explain why we should perform wudu before doing prayer. Okay, give the mic.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Compassionate. Why we are perform wudu or ablution before we are prayer? We are must perform wudu because
okay, no problem, just say whatever you want to say. Okay, if you cannot continue in English, you can continue in Arabic.
La budda an natawadda'a li'annahu syartun min syuruti shalah wa huwa at-taharatu wa taharatu wa hiya al-wudu kadzalik.
Okay, now Zainullah, please explain to us why we should perform wudu or ablution before doing prayer?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the merciful, the compassionate. We should be wudu before salat because wudu is valid conditions of salat.
Okay, that's okay. Now, who is this? Fahmi. Fahmi. Okay. Okay, please tell us why we should perform wudu before salah or before prayer.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the merciful, the compassionate.
You can explain?
I don't know.
Just say it, one or two words. Okay, Ismail Hassan. Now another question. In Islam, there are two types of purity. Explain to us what those two types. So, before we make a prayer, before we do a prayer, we should clean ourselves and from two types of impurities. What those two impurities called in Islamic fiqh or in Islamic jurisprudence? Okay, please tell us. Who near Ismail?
In the name of Allah, the merciful,
Okay.
the compassionate. Holy from small and leg hadas.
That's that. Okay, who behind Ismail? Who behind Ismail? Haji Bagus. Okay, tell us, Haji Bagus, about purities that before doing salah, before doing prayer, we should purify ourselves from two kind of impurities. What those two impurities? Impurities mean what? Uncleanliness. What two types of impurities? In Arabic, we call them as taharah minal hadas wa taharah minan najasah atau minan najas. What we call them in English? Bagus? Do you know? Okay, just mix it between English and Arabic. So if you don't know, later on you should prepare yourself so that if I ask you, you are able to answer. Now another. Farhus. What two types of impurities according to Islamic Sharia? What two kinds of impurities according to Sharia or Islamic jurisprudence?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
You should open with, there are two types.
There are two times impurity.
Number one,
Number one, ablution.
what?
Hadas
Yeah,
and najis.
okay. There are two types of impurities where we should get rid of them before we doing prayer. One is called in Arabic hadath. Hadath mean illegal, Islamically impurities. And second is najis or najasah. Najasah in English is called filth, F-I-L-T-H, filth, or is illegally filth. So we should clean ourselves from both hadas and najasah. And to cleanse ourselves from hadath, we should do ablution, or in Arabic we call it as wudu. And another way to do ablution, and it is a variant of wudu, is by moistening of footgear, or moistening, or in Arabic we call it mashul khuf. It is actually part of wudu practices. We can do this only to moisten or to wipe our foot, which is wearing the footgear or shock or something like that. Okay, now please read Dani Malik. Okay, and then be followed by others. Chapter number 4.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Compassionate. Chapter number 4. Moistening of footgear.
Okay, moistening, you can silence the T, moisten. You can also, some English says also moisten. Just like often, sometimes it's read often. But moisten is better because it is easier to say. Okay, moistening means that with touching something with wet hand, that is moisten, or wiping. So similar, some English person translate masah with moisten or wiping, moistening or wiping. It's the same translation. Okay, keep on reading.
The ablution of the feet may be replaced by that of the footgear. If not worn for more than a day and night during a stay at a fixed abode.
Abode mean a place to stay. So it is like home. It is also abode. Okay? Continue.
Or more than 3 days and 3 nights when a journey.
No. Journey. Just try, test it. Some error?
Journey.
Okay. Journey. Okay, repeat. When on a journey.
When on a journey. This indulgence
You are not practicing before this?
indulgence.
Indulgence.
This indulgence applies only to a case where the impurity has been incurred.
No.
Incurred.
Repeat.
Has been incurred after the feet have been covered.
Covered. Repeat.
Have been covered. When setting out on a journey after moistening the footgear at home or vice versa. The shorter interval of 1 day and 1 night must be observed. It is also necessary that the feet
What's necessary? Fahmi. What? Perlu. Okay. Okay, continue.
that the feet should be thoroughly cleansed. That
thoroughly. Just, yeah, use, show it. Thoroughly.
thoroughly,
Okay. Okay, repeat.
that the feet should be thoroughly cleansed before being covered.
Yeah, thoroughly means in Indonesia betul-betul, betul-betul dibersihkan. Maksudnya dalam keadaan suci, in pure condition. Okay, continue. Next.
That every part of the feet requiring ablution should be covered. That the footgear should be quite clean when put on. And that
Quite clean here means, what quite means, Faisal, Fahruddin? Okay. Oh, betul-betul bersih. Put on, what put on means? But Farhus, put on. Actually, it is a little bit phraser, means two words with one meaning. Put actually originally meaning meletakkan. On, di. But when it is combined, put on, it means wearing something, memakai. So put on, memakai or dipakai. So when put on means ketika dipakai. Put off, ditanggalkan. So put your clothes on, pakailah bajumu. Put your clothes off, lepaskan bajumu. Sometimes some English person prefer to use this kind of word than using the single word. Okay, continue.
and that the same footgear
What that mean in this context? And that the same footgear, Zainullah. That in here, what does it mean? Because commonly, usually, that mean itu. But in this condition, it has a different meaning. What that kind of meaning in here, in Bahasa Indonesia? And that the same footgear, meaning what that mean? Zainullah? Huh? No, that in here means bahwa. Okay. All that in here, it is also necessary from the end of page 14. It is also necessary that the feet, itu ya. Juga wajib that the feet, bahwa feet, kakinya should be thoroughly cleansed, betul-betul bersih. So that in this sentence also have the same meaning. Okay, continue. And that the same footgear,
and that the same footgear should be able To last to the end of the way.
Should, what does it mean? Fahmi? No, yambari. What? In Indonesia? Yambari? No, below that, not seharusnya. Seharusnya labud. Sebaiknya. Okay, and able. Farhus. Able? Should be able? Okay. To last time, different with last in here. So, last sometimes means, it is sometimes noun, sometimes it is verb. Fi'il, sometimes isim. In here, it is fi'il. What last? Behind Farhus? Who are you? Name? Maksum. Okay, Maksum. Last. Able to last. Okay, that's right. So last means bertahan. Last for 2 years. Bertahan selama 2 tahun. Last. Everlasting. What Farhudin? Everlasting memory. Last, from last also. Everlasting. Abadi. Oh, okay, it's okay. Tak terlupakan. Everlasting. Last, okay. Repeat again. Should be able to last.
Should be able to last. To the end of the way.
Okay, this is one of the method in doing ablution. So the first method, it is the normal one. We doing ablution or wudu by first intention or niyah, and second washing the face, washing the hands, and then moistening the head, and then washing the feet. Directly, the water should touch our feet. But sometimes we using the second method, actually same method with previous one. What previous? Ali Maksum. Previous. The second method should be the same to the previous one. What previous? Huh? What? Oh no. Previous means sebelumnya. Should be the same to the previous one. That is, all the action was been done in the first method also being done in the second method. The difference only in the last, where the first is to wash the feet directly, but the second, which is moistening the footgear, we wash or we moisten. Moisten means we do not put the water to the feet, but just we making wet our hand, and then the hand touching the footgear. And this one of the recourse that has been granted by the Islamic Sharia. What recourse? Recourse mean just like rukhsah. Recourse just has been granted. Granted means what, Fahrudin? Granted, just like provided, given, diberikan, granted by Islamic Sharia. So we can do both method, the normal one, just like the first we have studied, and the second method, using the footgear. Yeah, using the footgear normally is used in a region, in a country where there is a winter season. Just like, for example, in Saudi Arabia, when the winter season has come, during the month of November, December, January, February, the season, the weather, it's so cold that you feel so cold to wash your feet for doing wudu. And that's why many people out there wearing footgear or hoof. And to make Sharia is easy, so Islamic Sharia permits Muslim people to still wearing the footgear while doing wudu. That is called rukhsah, or dispensation, or recourse. Recourse also, it is just like something to make easy for us to do an action of worship, ibadah. Okay, that's it for now. Chapter 4, moistening of footgear. We continue further study in the next week. Yumkinu tiba'u syams yutiba'ul masyriq, wallahu a'lam. بحسن